What's up, my people? My name's Lachlan. Today I'm going to be taking you through how to make the famous Love Island cheese toastie. But before we get into that, just a bit about me. Obviously, I'm a massive foodie, so coming onto Love Island, I always knew that I was going to be the person cooking, and I've heard a lot of you asking about this recipe, so I thought what better way to start my YouTube channel than doing the famous cheese toastie. And I've also got Wit in the background, which is extra pressure. But just to talk you very quickly through the ingredients. So in Love Island, we obviously were catered for. So we had food, we had lunch, we had dinner, but obviously you're in the sun, we were all hungry all the time. Once I made Wit a toastie, it was almost like pigeons. Everyone, I'd be in the kitchen and people would just start swarming. So these are the recipe, these are the ingredients that we're going to be using today. So we've got bacon, we've got 3 different cheeses, so mozzarella, red Leicester, and just mature cheddar, and egg, because I love egg as well, so we're going to chuck an egg in there. And then also I've just added some extra ingredients, so we've got some truffle oil, some chives, and some rocket. So let's begin. Let's make this cheese toastie. The first thing I'm going to do is fry off this bacon, because that is going to take the longest. So I'm just going to add a little bit of truffle oil, just because the bacon itself will release a lot of oil. And we want to get that nice and crispy. We can't be having moist bacon. Crispy is the only way forward. But yeah, as I said, food for me is a passion. So obviously starting this channel is something I wanted to do for a while. And I think I've heard a lot of you when you said that this cheese toastie is the recipe that you guys are shouting for. So I'm giving you what the people want. But for me, I want to kind of create recipes that are easy to follow. I think being in the villa and realizing how much help the boys needed when doing the breakfast for their girls made me kind of realize I want to do this and show you guys just simple recipes. I'm not a chef. I don't have any qualifications. You're going to be watching me chop up stuff and think, nah. But I do know the basics of flavors, so I can promise you that whatever I do cook, the flavors locked in. So yeah, whilst that bacon's frying off, I'm just going to prep the cheese. So we've got red Leicester. You always need a bit of red Leicester in a cheese toastie. Just going to grate that down. Wit likes to call this cheese toastie the heartache toastie. I don't really like that name.
But heart attack.
Heart attack toastie. Right, let me turn this down. Like that. So we're going to grate the cheese. There. And we've got our mozzarella as well, just to get that, we want to see that nice cheese ball string. We want to see a nice cheese ball string at the end. That's what we're going for, a nice crisp toastie with a good cheese ball. So whilst that bacon's frying off, I'm just going to get all of the toasties prepped and ready. So what I always did in the villa, which was very simple, but everyone seemed to love it, bar Jess, because she was very fussy.
Oh yeah.
Mayonnaise and sriracha. So just on both sides, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of sriracha. Because as I said, we didn't have tons and tons of stuff in the fridge because we were catered for. So really the only thing that I could make for people was toasties or fake carbonaras, which I'll definitely do a real carbonara in the future. But yeah, as I said, you're just lightly spreading on the mixture of mayo and sriracha onto the bread at this point. And let me know, guys, as well, because I know I'm doing not necessarily the most healthy meal right now, but can definitely do some healthy recipes as well. I think I've put on a lot of weight because I ate about 200 of these toasties since being in the villa. But yeah, as I said, bacon's frying off nicely. You just want to keep turning that, making sure that I don't burn my bacon on my first video. That wouldn't be good. So just turning that over. So whilst that's cooking, we've got the toastie ready. So now it's just about assembling your toastie. So a bit of cheese, some mature cheddar, bit of red Leicester. That's a lot of red Leicester. Maybe you don't need all of that. And then the mozzarella as well. I think Scott, funny story, Scott was the one person in the villa that didn't like cheese, so he was very easy to accommodate for. He'd always just ask for a bacon sandwich. all white chocolate.
Ketchup.
His diet consisted of white chocolate and bacon sandwiches. Shout out Scott. And just a few extra ingredients just to spice it up a little bit. Just a bit of rocket. And also I'm going to cut some chives as well because I love chives. Jazz it up a little bit. And as I said, guys, please don't take note of my technique. It's all about the flavours. That's what I'm coming for. A funny story actually that Whit will probably hate me for saying.
It wasn't an argument.
It wasn't an argument, but on I
Literally.
think it was the second day into the villa, I made cheese toasties for all the girls just because for me it felt like a bit of a Curtis moment with the tea situation. Just want to make teas for everyone. I just wanted to make toasties for everyone. But Whit got a little bit jealous.
I just had medi PTSD.
But the next day, she was dishing out the toasties whilst I was cooking them. So
Yeah,
if that's not dream team, then I don't know what is.
Facts.
That. And we also got told at night because obviously the whole point of Love Island is that we're trying to meet someone, we're trying to connect, and I would be cooking toasties at night, and the voice, the famous voice, would often shout down to say, "This isn't Toasty Island, this is Love Island." But for me, it was genuinely both. The amount of toasties. How many toasties do you think I cooked?
You cooked one for everyone.
One for everyone.
Yeah.
So guys, the bacon's done now, so
Okay.
I'm gonna just put that to the side. Did I interrupt you?
No, nothing. I'm interrupting you.
So the
sorry.
bacon's cooked, so I'm now going to layer up this toasty. So you've got your cheese and you've got your rocket, you've got your sriracha. I'm going to put some bacon in, just like this. For me, I like tomatoes. It's quite a salty toasty right now. I would normally add tomatoes, but I haven't chopped them, so I'm not. So bacon's in.
That looks
You keep in the pan hot, so I like to cook the toasty in that oil from the bacon just to really absorb all of that flavour. And then a little Salt Bae chives. So it's not even going in the toasty. But yeah, chives in. And then it's really just about closing that off. You want to squish it down a little bit because it is a jam-packed toasty. Please ignore the mess. I'm normally very tidy.
No, you're not.
I am. So now we just want to do a light butter on the bread, just so that we can ensure that it's properly crisp. And this is the reason why I've got 5 rings. This single-handedly is the reason I got
At this
5
point,
rings.
stop talking.
But no, I definitely, the boys, a lot of the time in the villa, whenever they were cooking for their partners, I would almost have to just look over them, make sure that no one's getting salmonella, no one's gonna get ill. But no, I love cooking. For me, it is a passion. It's whenever Whit's doing her hair, I'll cook, relax.
Oh yeah, I do wake up to breakfast.
She does wake up.
I don't eat in the morning.
I'm gonna put this into the pan now. We don't want to do this too high because the bread's going to cook a lot faster than everything else. So you want to do that on a low heat. And whilst that's cooking, I'm going to do the egg.
Let's talk about you. Like, how old are you? How tall are you? Where are you from? Sounds like our first conversation.
So I am 25. I'm 6'1". I'm an account manager. So before Love Island, I worked for a digital marketing company in London Bridge. Yeah, I love my job. I loved meeting new people, meeting clients. And with this as well, actually, this will cook quite quickly. So if you see it, it's good. It's important to watch this quite closely because, as I said, it is going to cook quickly. So you can take it on and off the heat, but you just want to make sure that you are rotating it regularly. This is on now. Just want to let that get hot as well. I've also got some water to the side as well because nothing's worse than a cheese toasty that the cheese isn't fully melted. So by adding a bit of water and covering it, you're creating the steam and it really does create the perfect toasty. But as I said, that's quite hot, so I'm just going to keep that on a low heat. Good day. As I said, healthy recipes are coming, guys. I know that my cholesterol is going up by just cooking this right now, but healthy recipes are coming. But yeah, cooking in my family has always been a big thing, especially from, I say for my family, my dad can't cook. Sorry, Dad. But my mum is an incredible cook, so it's kind of where I learned to do the basics. And as I said, I'm not a chef. I'm not a chef, but I love cooking. Like, I love learning new recipes.
So then how did you get into it then?
I think just watching my mum cook. Growing up, food is all I've always eaten. I've always loved eating food. Like traveling for me is about food. So culture for me is food.
Tell them about you, like, in the club.
In the club?
What happens in the club?
Switch it up.
No, what happens in the club?
What do you mean?
You be leaving for food.
Ah, yeah. Thank you, Wet. So basically, if I'm in the club with my boys, which is very rare because as you guys love to call me uncle,
Yeah.
I'll run with it. I'm a homebody. I like to stay at home.
Homebody. My man.
So's Wit as well, but we're definitely homebodies. But when I get hungry on a night out, I'm gone. I'm not going around. My boys are like, "Where's he gone?" And I'm in the kebab shop eating a kebab.
Not the kebab. Ew.
And by the way, guys, if the yolk breaks, you're still a chef. The amount of time the boys would give me shit for if the yolk split. Mitch, the only time Mitch would come at me, he'd be like, "You're not a chef." I know I'm not a chef, Mitch, but I'm better than you.
Period.
Messy Mitch. Right, so this toasty, I think for me, I want to make sure that before I add the water, that it is at a point where you're happy with the crisp level, because obviously when you add the water in it is going to go not soggy but a little bit wet for a little bit. So you want to cook it to the point where it's done, you're happy with it basically. So when you add the water, it's really just about finishing touches.
What's your star sign?
What's
That's actually a good question.
What's my star sign? I am an Aries.
An Aries.
Which apparently mine and
Let's read
star
out.
signs don't go hand in hand. But look at us, we move,
Yeah, I'd say we move.
we thrive in.
Aries. Aries men. Aries man. Personality. So I'm gonna read out like things and let me know if it's you.
Okay.
Strong.
Yeah.
Bold.
Pause.
Impulsive.
No.
You're
Leave
Well, come back.
I'm coming. I'm getting
Well, this isn't really you. Self-centered. That's literally not you.
Thank you.
No. Ambitious.
Yes.
Short-tempered.
Yes.
Yeah.
When Wit ate one of my cheese toasties in the villa, was the only time I
you
snapped.
probably shouldn't say what you said.
Roll the tapes. We won't roll the tapes.
Yeah, literally, I'm happy they didn't roll that tape.
This toastie's ready to. So actually, I think yeah, we're ready to add the water. So as I said, keep this on a low heat. To be honest, because the pan's so hot, you can actually take it off the heat. And I'm just going to literally add a bit of water on the sides.
Chefing.
And this is what's going to melt the cheese.
Melt the cheese.
Melt the cheese.
Melt
So whilst that's cooking, we've got everything prepped. This is where my mum would say, start tidying up, don't leave a mess. So this is for you, Mum.
Are you cleaning up?
No.
Yeah.
I will. So we've got everything ready now. So you can see the water, when it starts to fully evaporate, the pan will start to look quite dry, and that's when you want to start taking the lid off. But let it cook, let that cheese melt properly. You do really want this to crisp without burning as well. In fact, this is more important. I can't be ruining the toasty on the first day. So you can get, so the toasty, as I said, look at that.
That looks nice.
Thanks a bit.
You know,
Cheese is melted, so now it's
Like,
literally
makes
just a
it
case of crisping off the sides. I can't lie.
that looks real
that's
nice.
pretty
I'm not gonna
perfect.
lie. That's given.
What's it giving with?
It's just given.
Let's just give it.
Yeah, when it's given, it's just
Out of
given.
10. Well, to be fair, you need to try it first, don't
It's always a 10.
it? Another one fan.
Period.
No, but I've said to Wit that as I said, food is a passion of me, so I'm definitely going to be putting more recipes out there. I know I've been slacking on social media. I think that Wit and I, we needed that time just to be with our families, with each other, but don't you worry. We hear you.
He's outside.
We outside. She's outside.
We're not outside.
I'm making toasties.
We're in our Zoom.
We're in our Zoom.
Yeah.
Uncle's in his Zoom. You guys are violating, by the way. She started that. Right, so this toasty is looking pretty
Yeah, it's looking real nice.
darn good. Right, so I'm gonna turn the heat off, but just keep it on there so it keeps it crisp. And I'm just gonna open this up. In fact, let me do it this way. Better for the camera angle. Left hand. I'm just gonna open this up. Wow.
It looks good.
Add the egg. Close. As I said, this isn't the healthiest of recipes, but it's not like you're going to be eating this every day. So as I said, guys, I don't like wasting. All of this, I'm going to make another toasty after this, so nothing's getting wasted. But leftover chives, little sprinkle on the top. But as you know, that is crisp. Right, hot. You can see the juice. So I know you guys are waiting for this cheese pool. I'm hoping I put enough cheese in there for there to be a cheese pool, but let's see. Right, guys, you ready?
Yeah.
Whoa! And there you have it.
That's a nice
Famous
shot.
Love Island cheese toasty. Now, special guest, please come and try this toasty with me.
Literally, don't want to be looking crazy.
So, which one do you like?
Obviously,
Do you want to
a
hold
smaller
it?
one.
Do you want to hold it?
Yeah.
Should we do it at the same time?
Yeah. Let's cheers.
Let's do it. Cheers. Cheers to this famous Love Island toasty.
Yeah. Cheers to your first video.
Cheers.
Mm.
That is a cheese pool.
Mm.
Mmm. Thanks for watching, guys. As I said, more recipes coming. More recipes coming soon. We love you all. We see the love. We feel it. And yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Lachlan.
Shout out me.
Get your man that can cook. Let's go.